Hello, welcome back. I'm Wire Wizard. For this episode, we're taking our scout vehicle to the next level. We're upgrading it to harvest trees, mine resources, rescue farmers, and even transport multiple crates at once. We're done building specialized vehicles for every job. This scout is getting everything it needs to do it all. All right, enough talking, and let's get building. I would like to give a shout out to our friend, Redeki126. He gave an idea to add a safety feature for the Spud gun while it's not deployed. We'll be adding that feature, and I'll walk you through the whole process. Let's redo our buttons and switches first, because we've got a lot more planned for this vehicle. For our new setup, we will need 2 buttons and 3 switches. Then we connect them to the seat. This is the final numbering for the buttons. For the number 5 switch, this will control the camber and ride height as seen in the previous video. Now for the safety mechanism. Let's set up a logic gate here and hook it up to our fire button. Now when we press the fire button, this logic gate lights up, indicating that it's firing a signal. Next, we make sure that the logic gate is set to end. Then we wire our deployment switch to this end gate. Then we rewire the same switch to our Spud deployment controller. So now when we fire and the Spud guns are not deployed, the logic gate does not send a signal. Then it will only fire a signal when the Spud guns are deployed. Now we hook up that end gate to our Spud guns. Let's test it out. And of course, we color it black, so it looks cool. Now let's do the front mount attachments. Here we place 3 level 5 controllers. So on my last warehouse quest, I found this cool looking part. We will use it instead of an elbow pipe, but they work pretty much the same. We place 4 bearings, 2 on the bottom and 2 on top. Then we place a 4-way T-piece on both bearings and weld them together. This will be our front attachment swivel mechanism, so it will be easier to point our saw blades or drills when we harvest materials. Let's wire our seat to both bottom bearings. That's perfect. Now we extend the swivel contraption forward. We use 4 T-pieces arranged in this manner and place 2 bearings on both ends. Here you can use an elbow piece and attach on both bearings. Now we attach pistons on both sides. Then we place T-pieces and connect them together with pipes. And don't forget to weld these together. Next, we place suspensions on both sides. Here you can use an elbow piece, then attach bearings on both sides. Next, we place corner pipes facing down and forward. Then bearings facing down, and over here, we attach our saw blades or drill. And finally, we place parts to connect both sides, then weld them together. We then wire this middle controller to power the saw blades. We then hook up the fire button to the saw blade controller, set it to 360 degrees, and place it on loop. Now, it spins the saw blades. Next, we wire the same fire button to both pistons. We then set them to range 3. Now, it extends while we press the fire button. We then hook up this controller on the left to these bearings. We set the starting position to 15 degrees and on activation 45 degrees. Next we place a logic gate at the back and set it as an XOR gate. We then hook this up to the controller that manages the up and down swivel. Now we connect the second button to the logic gate. That's perfect. Now I want the default position to be raised. It should go down when we deploy the Spud guns, but we must still be able to push the second button to cycle between up and down. To do that, we need another logic gate that sends a signal opposite to the state of the third switch. Now we connect our third switch to this NAND gate. And finally, we connect this NAND gate to our XOR gate. So now, when we deploy the guns, the blades automatically goes down, and we can still press 2 and adjust the blade angle. Then, when we retract the guns, the default position of the blades will be raised, and we can still adjust them with button 2. Now, let's create a setup to change between saw blades or drills. First, we will wire this 4th switch to the unused controller. Then connect this controller to the vertical bearings here and here. And don't forget to flip the left side bearing. Then we set both bearings to 90 degrees on activation. We can change the saw blades to drills by pressing this button. This changes the orientation of the bearings so it works well with the drill. Now we can quickly cycle between drills or saw blades depending on what we're gathering. Next, Let's quickly modify the side of our vehicle to accommodate a collector on each side. We'll be adding beams of 3 blocks high on both sides. Now, every time we gather materials, we just replace the large chests with the collectors and place them like this. Now, let's switch back to the saw blades and test them outside. Okay, we have a problem. When our collectors are full, we have to manually refine the materials that haven't been collected, and that won't do. So, let's find a way to bring the refiners with us. Let's set up a trailer at the back. We started by placing some T-piece pipes and some corner pipes. Then we placed 2 bearings like this and corner pipes on each bearing. Then we weld these corner pipes together and extend sideways using T-pipes. For this part, you can use an elbow piece to extend your build. Place bearings on both sides, connect T-pipes to both bearings, and weld them together. From here, we just extend the build for 3 more blocks. For the trailer, I will be using special parts, but I will provide the dimensions so you can use regular blocks instead. From the pipes, we lay down a 2x24 central base for the trailer, then build a 5x24 block extension on both sides of the trailer base. The current trailer base dimension is 12x24 blocks. Our goal is 14x24. We will add a 1 block extension on the sides later. Build the trailer walls to the outer edges of the base rather than on top. This ensures enough interior clearance for the crop crates to fit. As for the height, at least 5 blocks high is adequate. Next, add a 1 block extension to both sides to complete the final dimensions of the trailer base. Now we just finalize the walls to at least 5 blocks high. Now we're ready to add the wheels. Start by attaching an elbow piece pointing down and outward on both sides. Once those are in place, add a bearing to each side and finish it off by mounting the wheels. Now we can add the ramp. Start by placing an elbow piece here, angling it toward the middle, and attach a bearing to it. On the bearing, add another elbow piece pointing to the rear. Then just repeat that exact same process on the other side. The overall dimensions for the ramp are 6x12 blocks, but I'm going to be using some special parts here for aesthetics. Now we place a controller and a switch here. Then we wire the switch to the controller and the controller to the bearings, and we make sure that we flip the right side bearing. Then we set the starting position to 90 degrees and negative 120 degrees on activation. That's perfect. So this is the overall build. You can place your refiners at the back when you are harvesting. You can open the ramp to load up some farmers. Then if you want more maneuverability, you can hook up your seat to this hinge, but set the speed to 1. Also, if the front swivel mechanism is too fast, you can adjust it here. I prefer to set it at 1 to 2 speed. Also important to take note that you may need to upgrade or adjust your rear suspension depending on how heavy your load is. Now, let's test it out in the open world. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And of course, if you guys got some suggestions on what content you like, leave it in the comments section down below. By the way, I'm Wire Wizard, and I'll see you on the next one.